Welcome to the March 3rd meeting of the Planning and Zoning Board of New Bern. Maybe we please have a roll call.
Yep. Don Black,
Here.
Pat Darcy,
Here.
Raymond Layson,
Here.
Sonny Aluso,
Here.
Harren Basie,
Here.
Marshall Ballard,
Well done.
Margie Dunn, here. Ann Shout, here. Marcus Simmons,
Here.
Travis Oakley.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Yeah.
The first item on the agenda, number 2, is the approval of the minutes. Has everybody, of July 2nd, 2019, has everybody had a time to review that minutes? At this point, I would like to have a motion to approve the minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the July 2nd, 2019 minutes.
We have,
I'll second that. As soon as that's-
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes. On to new business, we have a consideration of a request from Mr. Nasr Algaradi to rezone an approximate .25 plus or minus parcel from residential R-6S district to a C4 neighborhood business district. The parcel is located at 2409 Oaks Road. The property is further identified as Craven County Parcel Identification Number 8-019-08 and located in Ward 5. Is there, Mr. Ruggieri, can you give a staff review of that, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, members of the board. As the chair stated, Mr. Algaradi is requesting a rezoning from R6S to C4. Property is located at 2409 Oaks Road. It's approximately a quarter-acre parcel. In the grand scheme of things, it's the location of the proposal. Zoomed in a little closer on Oaks Road near Simmons. Adjacent zoning, you can see it's the usual hodgepodge, commercial, C3 right across the street. You have some C5, C3, R10. As we get closer, it's that parcel just, I guess, by that dot, just adjacent to it in the R6 area. So neighborhood C4, neighborhood business district, that's established as a zoning district in which the principal use of the property is to provide for retailing of goods and services to nearby residential neighborhoods. It's a regulation of this district. It is designed to limit businesses which may be kind of a nuisance to the area. It's a more commercial neighborhood type businesses by its name. No big type of Walmarts or anything like that. So convenience stores, service types of businesses of smaller scale is what the C4 is used for. This property itself, it was a convenience store in the past for many, many years. It was damaged during Hurricane Florence and discontinued its business due to being prepared. In order for it to be repaired, it lost its non-conforming status during this downtime after the storm, so could not continue being a convenience store because of the R6S zoning. As you remember, as information in the memo to you all, we saw this property before in the past. The request was for C3 zoning, at which time the Board of Aldermen denied that request. The applicant has since resubmitted that, asking for a C4 neighborhood business district, and that's what's before you today. Staff has reviewed it, similar to we did in the past. We are recommending that the Planning and Zoning Board approve the zoning request from R6S to C4 zoning districts for 2409 Oaks Road.
Now, the proposed C4 does not allow for a tobacco vape shop,
That is correct.
but they will be allowed to sell some tobacco-related products at a convenience store, but it can't be the majority of their business.
20% or less, I believe, is the way the definition of what a vape shop is. So more than 20% of your revenues come from tobacco or vape products, you would be classified as a vape shop. So less than 20%, and you would not be, so and that would be allowed. Vape shops are only allowed in C3, commercial 3 zoning districts, so requesting the C4 kind of precludes that use from happening on this parcel, which was the concern of the neighborhood when it went before the Board of Aldermen last time this request was heard.
Are there any questions from other members of the board to the planning department?
Yes. I want to make sure that you just told me that he could have a minimum amount of vaping products.
Correct. 20% of the revenues, or less.
Are there any other questions? Procedurally, I'm required to ask, does the applicant wish to appear before us, having not seen him? We'll go by that. Anybody from the public wishing to speak in support of this application? Not seeing any. Likewise, any members of the public wishing to speak against the application, having seen none, it returns to this board for final discussion. Now, my understanding is, as this is a zoning change, we are making a recommendation to the Board of Aldermen to approve the zoning change or to deny it. And so at this point, I would like to hear a motion to make a positive recommendation to the Board of Aldermen on this application.
Question.
Yes.
Do they not have a convenience store within a mile or two radius on either side of that? One down at the end of Oaks Road in Glen Burning, and then another one down by Riverside Hardware.
Yeah, Riverside Hardware, yes.
Okay.
Convenient to the motorists in that immediate vicinity, but not the walkers.
Yeah, that's it.
Large walking community there.
I understand.
Okay, do we have a motion to recommend approval of this?
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we recommend approval of the parcel at 2409 Oaks Road with the request to rezone from R6S to C4.
Second.
All those in favor, having a motion and having heard a second to that motion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion passes. This takes us to the board members' comments, and the first thing I would like to do is, Nadia sent all of us an email about a meeting concerning board procedures. The two dates you have again, Nadia, are the
25th and the 26th
the
of March.
25th and 26th. I imagine the best thing for us to do is review our calendars and get back to us. Email would be sufficient.
That's
I know I should be open for all days, and so just review our calendars and get back to by email so we all get on the same page.
I guess, did everybody see that email?
Yes,
Okay.
I responded already.
Yep. As have I.
I got a question. Have the most of us in this crew right here already responded?
Yeah. Most of us have.
Any no's?
I have not.
You have not.
But Pat and Travis, I think.
Okay.
Myself,
And you
that's
have-
right.
Did you?
I did.
You did?
Either is well for me
Okay.
at this time.
All right, I saw that. Thank you.
Yes, it's in the packet.
Move along.
Yeah. No, there wasn't in the packet, there was an email sent earlier today. Okay, now, as for myself, I want to thank Pat Daughtry for conducting the last special meeting. I hear that you did a marvelous job, and I wish to thank you for that.
Okay, done very quickly.
That's good. Then I want to talk about the short-term stay bed and breakfast committee we had. I was really happy serving on that. It was a collegial environment. Everybody was doing exceptionally well. I mean, Ann Schell was the chair of that ad hoc committee, and she did a magnificent job. Sonny was very alert during all the meetings, asking incisive questions. And Raymond Layton, please bear with me. I know you want to leave early because you have to burn the midnight oil.
Carry on.
But thank you. The homework you did and whatnot made that whole ad hoc committee proceed at a great pace and very thorough. And I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. Happy to serve.
Okay. Now, the other comment I have is, we had some issues with some PUDs lately, and we have to address some of the issues concerning the egress points for the large planned developments. And Mr. Ruggiero, you and I can communicate on that and try to see how to address that best. And we certainly look forward to any other input on that issue with all the members of this board. And at this point, are there any other comments that members would like to make?
Well, just a question for staff. I know we had talked about a potential timeline for the proposed ordinance changes related to the short-term rentals. And we still think we're on track for maybe May meeting or? Okay, super.
Okay.
Excellent, thank you.
Any more discussion? At this point, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Having heard the motion to adjourn and having heard a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Having heard none, the motion passes. The meeting is over.
Yes.